Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at the subreddit r/talesfromthefrontdesk, where people who work in hotels tell us their best and craziest stories. If you're new around here, please do hit subscribe down below so that you never miss out on another video. But for now, let's sit back, relax and enjoy some Tales from the Front Desk. Nightmare customer over a holiday weekend gave me the dumbest phone call possible. For a few years, I was the assistant manager of a small set of mum and pop motels run out of the same office in a tiny tourist community. Naturally, holiday weekends were our bread and butter, and there was even some ambience camaraderie between a few of the other competing businesses where if we were full up, we would refer clients to a couple of the other hotels and vice versa. Once, about a day before a big weekend, we got a referral and we actually had a room open. I was the one who checked him in, and he seemed amicable enough. We generally chit-chat with the customers, so I tell them some details about me, like I was working my way through the local community college at the time, etc. He was going to be staying through the holiday weekend, which was great. Everything seems to go well, with the exception of one moderate red flag. Apparently, this guy had gotten a ride here and didn't have a car. He was in town for business or some such thing, and when he wasn't working, he didn't have access to a vehicle. This was something of a problem because our second location, where he was staying, was a bit down the road. Further, the general structure of the community is such thing that in order to get around at all, you almost have to have a car. Anyway, being the problem solver that I was in my youth, I threw up the "we'll be back in a few minutes" sign, only one on staff, and gave him a quick ride down the street in my own personal vehicles. He seemed appreciative enough, and I thought that was where we were going to end it. Oh, was I wrong. I come in the next day in the afternoon for my shift, and the manager asks me about him. He was a hardcore micromanager. I told him which other business the referral came from, and a little bit about the guy I had gleaned from the check-in. I asked if there was a problem with him. My manager informed me that the customer had spent the morning hitting on the maids and begging them and other customers for rides. We apparently have gotten multiple complaints from maids and other customers. We don't have anything really against this in our paperwork on the customer side, and this isn't exactly illegal behaviour yet. So, we mentally mark a bigger red flag and are basically forced to try and keep an eye on the situation and relay it to the owners who live on site at our second location in case of emergencies. Then, Saturday rolls around. We are in full swing, turning over rooms, fielding calls from people desperately looking for a last-minute room, dealing with the crap that breaks. Y'all know the works. Normally, we only have/need one person in the office at a time, but we were so busy that day, we had 3 working. I was mostly tasked with answering the ever-ringing phone. About halfway into my shift, I get hit with a call from the nightmare customer. He is upset and irate. You see, he was just trying to order a pizza, but the phone is broken. Okay, I start trying to troubleshoot. We usually try and do that a little before sending someone over. Did he dial 9? Is the phone plugged in? Is he getting a ringtone? No, he doesn't know and he can't check that. Wait, why can't he check that? I start trying to probe and the prick goes into full rant mode on me. He just wants to order a pizza. He can't order it because his cell phone is dead and he forgot his charger. Now the phone in the room doesn't work. It's not like he can just hang it up. Now, I'm more confused and his rant continues. If his cell phone is dead and our phone is broken, how the hell is he talking to me? I ask him, "Sir, are you speaking to me on the broken phone?" "Duh, Pleaskin42. I told you my phone was dead. Jesus, I thought you said you were a college student." Thankfully, my manager had just finished his checking in of the customer and saw that I was probably about to lose my head, and he had me hand off the phone to him. He informed the guy he was sending someone over to look at the phone right now, and then let the owner know to take a spare phone over there. But be aware that odds are nothing is wrong with it. A while later, the owner let us know what was going on, and of course, there was nothing wrong with the phone. As a small town, there are a lot of spread out communities nearby, so we had multiple phone books for ourselves, as well as the 2 closest relatively big cities, since people would often have needs they could only find there. The guy took a phone book clearly labelled for a city 40 miles away and was trying to order pizza. The reason his phone wasn't working was because he wasn't dialing area codes. So, that is my story of one of the most entitled and idiotic nightmares of a customer I have ever had to deal with. I don't know what you guys think, but he sounds like a drunk guy without a license to me. My boss caught me sitting down. Now, I know how this sounds to those who don't work in the industry, but most customer service jobs have an unspoken rule of not sitting in view of the customer. Looks unprofessional or something. I don't know. I've worked for a different hotel for 3 years before getting a job at this one. Same corporation and same brand, and although I was really appreciative with how quickly my old bosses took me on, the environment there is nowhere near as awesome as the one I work at currently. Anyways, when the boss/owner leaves, my co-workers tend to pull out a couple chairs from the back and sit at the front desk. None of us have explicitly been told not to do this, but our boss/owner does a lot of front desk work on top of management that we all feel guilty of being lazy if he sees us sit, so we prefer not to in his presence. As of right now, our boss is out of the country for a couple of weeks visiting family, so it's no secret that most of us pull out the chairs as soon as we get in while he's gone. He does have WhatsApp installed in case we need to contact him, and remote access to cameras in case he feels the need to check up on things. So it's no surprise when we get a random text asking how things are going or forgot to do something. Today, however, surprised me. My boyfriend had the flu last night, so I'm only running on 4 hours of sleep. I also have a 40-minute commute, so I wake up extra early to get to work. I roll in, exchange information with my weekend night auditor as I pull out my chair. I'm about 20 minutes into my shift, modifying arriving Expedia receipts that aren't split, when I get a text from my boss that says the following. "Morning, Mutty. Calling it a night here. You can open the cabinet doors and put your feet on the shelf. Might be more comfortable. Just don't forget to stand up if a guest approaches." I lost it. I immediately turned around to the camera pointing at the front desk and waved. I'm still cracking up over here. Man, I have such a cool boss. I wasn't expecting such a wholesome response. It's been a while, but I still think about this one. Once, a few years ago, I was a supervisor at a small casino property. 98 rooms. Not luxury, but not a motel. It was a day like any other. I'm pretty sure it was a Sunday, and we had our usual insistent geriatric Sunday check-ins, wanting to check in early, overlapping with the Saturday hungover late checkouts. Nothing out of the ordinary there. I think the sweet couple that I checked in weren't even one of the entitled pushy ones. It was such a mundane check-in, I don't really remember it. Just a few minutes after they left the desk and got to their room, I had gone to the back office to work on something. My FDA came to me in a panic, saying that he couldn't deal with it and I needed to talk to these guests on the phone. Steeling myself for the worst, I went back up to the desk and picked up the phone. Me, and SC, sweet couple. This is Lindsayland, what seems to be the problem? There's a used condom on our bedspread. My stomach sinks, I blanch and stutter. Come on back down to the front, I'll have a new room ready for you right away. I want you to come up here and see it for yourself. Certainly, I'll bring the new keys with me. Admittedly, a bit flustered, I went up to their room. I was met in the hall by the husband, to whom my surprise was not fuming in the slightest. He goes with me into the room and shows me the culprit near the pillows on the bed. Oh, sweet relief. Did you know that the torn off wrist of a latex glove looks very condomy with poor eyesight? Well, I do now. The sweet couple was a bit chagrined and said they had no problem with the room after I cleared that up. I will never forget the sense of relief I felt. Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen right now or check out the playlist down below. If you enjoyed that video, then please do leave a like on it and subscribe if you aren't already, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.